Now, in what could trigger a political controversy in the United States, a congressional committee has voted to publicly release partially redacted tax returns filed by former President Donald Trump. Now, this decision by the Democratic-controlled House Ways and Means Committee comes after a long battle that ultimately resulted in the Supreme Court clearing the way last month for the Treasury Department to send the returns to Congress. The committee received 6 years of tax returns filed by Trump and some of his businesses. As a presidential candidate in 2016, Trump broke decades of precedent by refusing to release his tax filings to the public. Candidates in the United States are not required by law to release their tax returns, but previous presidential hopefuls of both parties have voluntarily done so for several decades. Democrats in the Ways and Means Committee have said that they need to see those records to assess whether the Internal Revenue Service is properly auditing presidential tax returns and to also gauge whether new legislation is needed in this regard. Republicans, meanwhile, have rallied against the potential release, arguing that it would set a dangerous precedent here. Congressman Kevin Brady of Texas, the Ways and Means Committee's Republican leader, has accused Democrats on the committee of unleashing a dangerous new political weapon that impacts taxpayers' privacy.
Let me be clear. Our concern is not whether the president should have made his tax returns public, as is traditional, nor about the accuracy of his tax returns. That is for the IRS and the taxpayer to determine. Our concern is that if taken, this committee action will set a terrible precedent that unleashes a dangerous new political weapon that reaches far beyond the former president and overturns decades of privacy protections for average Americans that have existed since the Watergate reforms.
Now, Committee Chairman Richard Neal, a Democrat, said that the documents would be released within days after sensitive material had been redacted. Democrats have little time to act as Republicans are due to take control of the House in January. In 2020, New York Times published an investigation of Trump's finances, alleging that he paid little or no federal income tax for years before he came to power. Earlier this month, the Trump Organization was convicted on tax fraud charges for helping some executives dodge taxes on company-paid perks such as apartments and luxury cars. Trump himself was not charged, but the company and a separate Trump family entity were convicted of running a 13-year scheme to defraud and evade taxes by falsifying business records. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.